Hello everyone, welcome to another Tagalong Tuesday. I'm working on the cover of my Faces journal. It was so ugly and filthy and I thought I need to do something about that. So I'm just sewing the whole thing white, and I started out with the sprays, but it didn't look right. So I quickly changed it to working with acrylic paints. First I thought I was going to leave the elastic band on it, but I changed my mind, and you'll see that I'm going to cut it later because it was just in the way. So I decided on three colors, well, mainly these colors: the turquoise blue, the dark blue, and a white, and then any mix of those three will do. So using my favorite technique, that's using baby white through a stencil. Here I'm choosing the stencil that I was going to. I didn't really have something in mind. I just wanted to create a nice background to start with. And of course I needed to do a face, but didn't know how to position it on the cover because I did want the back cover to be interesting as well. So finishing this, drying it in between, and some touches of dark here and there. I left it quite rough. I don't know how to call it otherwise, but you'll see it's just grungy. That I think that's a better word. I like the way this was starting to look. Just needed a nice background. Drying it off, of course, before I start the next layer. And I was thinking of positioning the face in the middle, because that way I had half a face on the front and half a face on the back. So starting out my favorite way, you know, using paint in this case. Normally I would use gesso. Don't know why I changed that to acrylics. Well, making a face. I didn't want to use or make a large face, just a small one. And I had bought two new stencils from Donna Downey, the two that I really liked, and I was having my eye on them for a while now, and now I decided to use them up, and you'll see them later, of course. You know, this is my favorite yellow to mix colors in a pastel kind of a way. And I'm starting, well, to paint the face. I skipped a lot of this because you've seen me do this a lot of times. This is nothing that special. I really wanted to show you how I made the rest of the cover. So of course other faces will be in detail, of course, but so I left a few things in and cut the rest because otherwise the video would take too long. Now, hair wise, I didn't want to do a lot of hair. I do always do a lot of hair, so I thought I would keep it quite, how do you call that, distinguished? Small bit of hair tied together on the back of her head, but you see there is a lot more hair than I was thinking of, but I think she's pretty this way. Now, just a few white spots on her face, of course, and if you look closely, that you see one eye. If you look at this as I do, then it's on the left hand side there, where I'm now, is far away to the left, too much. There was a big space between the nose, so it was crooked, and you know, it was not in line with the other one, so I changed my mind and I just took her whole eye off, made the face a bit smaller, and I thought I'm going to use this beautiful stencil. That's one of the stencils that I was talking about. So I'm using a light modeling paste from Liquitex, and you see what happened. So that piece of that brush is just on top of her eye, and I thought that was brilliant. So I could mask off the the fact that it was not even. So and now I needed a splash of color, of course, so I'm going in with Neo colors, and I am coloring every brush using the black Neo color for a bit of shading, a bit of interest, and adding to the grungy look that I was going for. Now using a water brush to, of course, paint everything. It was kind of nice to see where this was leading to. You see, I use different kinds of colors, and then I paid some attention to her eyes. I made them white again and tried to make them align on the the cover. Now I thought I needed more texture, so I am putting acrylic paint in big blobs on the brushes, like they were just used for painting, and then going back to the face again. So I alternate between the brushes and the face and the cover and the face, and that's how I do it. Now using a Derwent Intense pencil in blue to add more color to her face and make sure that her nose is straight and the rest is too. Trying to. Doesn't have to be perfect, of course. Now some more details to the face. Bring a bit more color to her forehead. And I noticed that the mouth was too small, so I made it wider. Yeah, I think so. So bigger. I made it bigger. Luscious lips. Now mixing some paint, some black, black and red for the line in between her lips. A bit of shading on the lips. Make it stand out a bit more. And then I go in with a bit of yellow to make the lower lip a bit lighter than the upper lip. You can't see it that well. I'm showing pictures in the end, so if you want, you can skip to the pictures. Derwent Intense Black, going around it, and I thought I need more shading around the brushes so you can see how it looked. It was way too neat. It needed black. So I've done that. Then I went back to the eyes, back to the nose, a bit more details. And then back to the brushes. So now they start to look better. More black around them, makes them stand out more. And I really like the way it looked. As I said 3 times now, grungy look. Oh, don't know if you call it grungy, but I'm gonna call it grungy. And what did I do next? I'm not sure. I don't even know why I left this all in. Now back to her hair and to her face. I did outline her lips and her eyebrows and her hair a bit with the Derwent pencil as well. So closing it up to see how it looked, and then I took the other stencil that I liked, and I thought I'm just going to put it down as I should. Um, I have a hard time. That's not has nothing to do with modesty or something, but I am an artist now. Well, maybe I am, but everyone's an artist in their own right. But I thought I'm just going to put it down, right? Yeah, just put it down on your book. Look, I think that's beautiful. Really loving this stencil. And then I take words out of that stencil and I put that down. So like I paint building layers, and then on the other side one of the whole sentences as well. Oh, yeah, of course, color. And then I say, I think I make mistakes beautiful. I thought that was a beautiful sentence. There are no mistakes, in my opinion. And then some words like texture and icy in between the brushes. That's it, I think. Okay, and then I went back. Then I saw that there on the right side of her forehead, it was too dark in comparison to the left side. So I'm going in with some white and change that. And then I was going to, as you can see, make it more white. So I'm an artist. I'm going to make that more white by using acrylic paint, so it stands out and you can read it properly. And then underneath the ST you see a dark spot of the blue, no texture whatsoever, and I thought I'm going to put the name of my journal there. But there is no faces in that stencil, so I have to mask it so I can make the word faces of my own. I really wanted to use this font because I really like this. I could have wrote it myself, but it wouldn't be that nice. Now this is it, everyone, for this week. I might do, if everything is dry completely, then I will do a layer of varnish, but I can't do it yet. So some pictures, and I hope you liked it, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.